Hello one and all, I hope you are well. Once again, I am here at Squires, having a chat, enjoying the sun. Well, I'm having a chat with you. Now, although technically there's nobody there, I'm having a chat with myself, which is possibly slightly schizophrenic, but you'll probably be watching this. I'm having a chat with you and me, and I've been a bit quiet for a while because, as you know, a few things have happened with Enchiridion and ITRM, all good things, but it's just meant that my head has been focused on that perhaps rather than these little chats that I have. So a good friend of mine has come to see me recently, and we had a lovely chat, and from that it's brought up a few things I'd like to share with you. The first is that one of the reasons why I do these talks very often when I am here is because when I ride a motorbike, it allows my brain to switch off. So I'm just going to flip down my glasses. I do apologise, it's very rude, and I hope if you're watching this you can forgive me. But when I ride a motorbike, I'm able to just not think, and it gives my brain a sense of peace, a sense of pause. So my friend was saying that they get the same effect when they run. Now, quite frankly, I can't think of anything worse than running, but then he can't think of anything worse than riding a motorbike. So it just goes to show that just like courses, there are horses for those courses. But the point is that we both agreed that when we're doing that, we get a sense of internal peace. And through other conversations, I was then thinking about something that I'm striving to achieve. So I used to think that what I had to strive for was happiness. And I realise now that it's not happiness that I need to strive for, but rather contentment. Now, I'm going to probably put a couple of definitions up. If I can do the editing, I'll be dead honest with you, you might see either up here or down there me putting up the definition of content versus the definition of happy. But basically, happiness is considered to be a fleeting feeling. It is an emotion where one is temporarily in a state of enjoyment, whereas contentment is a deeper feeling that comes from within. And I think that we, particularly nowadays in the West, try and focus on, but I want to be happy, and I want to be happy. And of course, I would argue it's better to be, let's say, positive, but that to chase this feeling of happiness all the time, I think is a fool's gold. Because why should you chase something that is fleeting? Why should you chase something that is temporary? And I'm wondering whether happiness comes from an external state rather than an internal state. So what I'm trying to achieve is contentment. What that means is that I am ultimately satisfied with where I am at this point in time. Now this then got me thinking, because obviously when I'm on my bike, one of the things I try and do is create a script for myself. You may be amazed to hear this, but a lot of this is off the cuff. And I think about what I'm about to say. I know that's amazing, isn't it? But if you are content, how do you ever improve? Is it possible to be contented and discontented at the same time? Meaning that if you are content, you have no ambition. And what I then started to think was, for example, as a chiropractor, if your idea of happiness is to have money, then I would argue that there's every potential that you'll never be completely satisfied, because you'll never have enough money, because you'll never have all the money in the world. Whereas if you are content with being content, then whether you are a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, whatever, or say necessarily homeless, and if you perhaps don't have that, but if you have enough to make sure that you have a roof over your head and that you have all your bills covered and you can eat the food that you want and spend time with the people that you want, isn't it better to be content? Because by being content you will induce a state of happiness. But then the human condition is surely to want more. So I don't know, that's maybe a thought for another video. But what I'm going to ask you is, whoever you are, because this is going to go out on both my channels, this is going to go out both to ITRM Clinic and Encouraging Chiropractic Training. If you are watching this, just answer this question yourself. Are you striving for happiness? And if you are, define it. And once you've reached that, does that mean you stop? Or are you striving for contentment? As I say, what I'm striving for is to be comfortable, or to be comfortable internally with where I am, but I believe it is still possible to be content and yet also realise that you could do more, but to be not discontent that you don't have more. So that comes to pretty much the wind-up of this. I'm sure there'll be, I hope, some stimulated conversation from this. Are you content, or are you happy? Now, the only person that can answer that is you. I'm off. I am content, and I'm happy. This is Aidan from Encouraging Chiropractic Training, signing off. Bye-bye.